Good morning, children. We are back here with our literature class, and the previous day we had read the second chapter of Little Woman, A Merry Christmas. I hope all of you have read the chapter again and again, because unless you read the chapter carefully again and again, you will not be able to answer the questions that are given based on this chapter at the end of the book. So when you go to the end of the book, say page 91, you will see chapter 2 and 4 questions are given here. Okay? Now I will discuss the answers of these questions with you, and then I will send you a snapshot of all the answers. I have written them down for you, and you can copy them down in your exercise books. Is it clear, children? And I have given 2 or 3 extra questions from the chapter, from inside the chapter. Now let us just revise the chapter once again. A Merry Christmas. We know that they are very excited. They are arranging their presents that the daughters have brought for their mother. But then first thing when they get up early in the morning, they are very excited to see their gifts given by their mother to the daughters. So all of them are very, very excited. And what was the gift that their mother gave? It was a book, isn't it? Now, can anybody guess what was the name of the book? Pilgrim's Progress. Okay, that was the book. But each one had a different colored cover, isn't it? So we know that they were all very happy to see this Christmas gift from their mother. And then they went downstairs for breakfast, and first thing they thought that they will arrange their gifts which they had bought for their mother. So do you remember what were the gifts that they brought for their mother? Yes, Joe brought a pair of army shoes. Yes. And then Meg gave her a pair of gloves. Beth, pretty handkerchiefs. And what did she write in the handkerchief? Not M. She had written mother. So all of them asked, why did you write mother? Because she said, if I write M, March, it can be Meg's also. So that is the reason she wanted to make it special for her mother. So she had written mother on the handkerchiefs. And Amy had bought a bottle of scent. But first she bought a small bottle of scent, because she thought that with the rest of the money she will buy some pencils for herself. But then she thought that no, I am thinking too much about myself. And suddenly they saw that Amy was not there. Actually, where did she go? She had gone to change that small bottle with a big bottle of scent for her mother. So she had gone there and she said that I gave all my money to get it. I am trying not to think only of myself anymore. So, and she showed them a large bottle of scent. That is what she had gone to bring in. So Joe, Meg, they were very happy at this gesture of Amy. Well done, my dear. And Beth ran to the window and picked the best rose from her flowers there to make that bottle look more beautiful. Thus, they arranged the presents, the children arranged the presents for their mother. But then mother was not there. They were waiting, their mother was not there. So they asked Hannah, where was mother? So Hannah said that a poor boy had come to ask for help because his mother was ill, and their mother had gone there to find out. So now when they heard their mother coming, they were all very excited. They hid the presents quickly. But then they thought that now they will have their breakfast. A lovely breakfast was spread out on the table. They were all feeling hungry and just waiting for their mother to come, and they will sit down and have their breakfast. But mother came and told them that just one of their neighbors, the woman has just given birth to a baby, and her 6 children were hungry. They did not have anything to eat. They were all cuddled up in one bed because it was very, very cold. So if children, you could give your breakfast, today's breakfast to this poor family, they will be very, very happy. So the children also agreed immediately to their mother's suggestion or request, you can say, and they quickly arranged all the food that was on the table, the cakes, the cream, everything, all that was on the cake, bread. They all took the things in a basket and then they went with their mother to that family's house. It was nearby only. So they were soon ready and they soon reached the home of the poor people. They all looked very surprised. Now the children, their 6 children, the mother was feeding the small newborn baby. They were very surprised to see Joe, Meg, Amy, Beth and their mother. So it is the good angels come to us. So they welcomed them as angels. Now quickly the girls, they arranged the food and gave it to the children, and because the house was very cold, Hannah had brought some soft wood and had brought some wood and made a, not soft wood, sorry, Hannah had brought some wood from home and she made a fire there, and that made the room quite warm. So now they all felt quite comfortable there, and the food, then now Mrs. Mart made some soft food for the mother because she was nursing the baby. She had just given birth to a small child. Now the rest of the food was given to the children and the mother also. So they were so happy. That was the best Christmas gift that they got. So these children, they gave away their breakfast as a Christmas present to this needy family. The poor family who were their neighbors, they helped them by giving away their breakfast to this family, and they were so happy. They welcomed the children and their mother as angels. You are angels. And the girls also felt so happy. They thought they are the happiest people there in the city today. They understood that what is it to help your neighbors. So they said, so they realized this, that today we were of course hungry, but we have given away our breakfast to these hungry children. So that feeling was something quite different, and they were the happiest today. And they realized that this is loving our neighbor better than ourselves. So this was a lesson that they learnt that day. So by giving away their breakfast to these poor children, it made them extremely happy. Now after that, they came back to their homes. Their mother went upstairs to collect some clothes also to give to the poor family. In the meantime, the girls arranged their gifts for their mother, and when Mrs. March, Beth, and now they waited for their mother to come, so they thought how to welcome their mother. So they arranged their gifts on the table, and then Beth was asked to play the piano. So she started playing the piano to welcome their mother, and Meg went to lead her mother to the best chair. So Beth played as Amy opened the, Beth played when Beth was playing the piano, while Amy went and opened the door. Mrs. March was surprised, and at the same time she was very pleased too. Seeing the lovely gifts that her daughters had brought for her, she was extremely pleased and happy. Her eyes filled with tears. These were tears of joy. And she looked at her presents and read the little notes that they had written on each gift. So, tied to each gift, a small note was there. So, she went through each and every note. She put on the shoes at once. She put a new handkerchief in her pocket with some of Amy's scent on it. She fastened the rose to her dress and said that the gloves fitted her beautifully. So this was her reaction on seeing the small gifts that her daughters had brought for her as a Christmas present. So she was extremely happy. There was lot of laughing and explaining. When breakfast was finished, they had simple breakfast that day, and all began to help in the work of the house. Now remember, they had planned to enact a play, so they spent the afternoon getting ready for the play. The girls had very little money to spend, so they had made what they needed themselves only. Some of the things were very clever. They had made some wonderful dresses from colored bits of old clothes covered with jewels. They made a piano out of stiff paper and used their mother's furniture to make it real, look real, seem real. But no men were allowed to see the play. On this Christmas night, there were about 12 girls, all friends of the sisters who had come to see their play. Now, a lot of excitement, lot of enjoyment, and then after the play was over, there was a surprise for the children, and that was a lovely supper. They were asked to come down for supper, and what did they see? Ice cream, cake, fruit, and many sorts of sweets, and 4 big bunches of beautiful flowers. Now they started guessing, who has given, who has sent this, from where did all this come? The girls made guesses, even saying that perhaps Aunt March has sent it. Then Mrs. March said, no, all your guesses are wrong. It is old Mr. Lawrence, their neighbor who lived in the big house, who was the grandfather of the Lawrence boy. He has sent this supper for this Christmas surprise supper for them. Now, then Hannah said that one of his servants, she had told one of his servants about how the girls had given their Christmas breakfast to the poor children, to the poor family. Now, hearing this, old Mr. Lawrence, he had heard it from the servant. He said he hoped he could show how friendly he felt to the children of the March family. And that is why he asked Mrs. March, he wrote a letter asking her whether he could send some things for the children, just to show that how much he also felt for the children. And this is how Mr. Lawrence, the old Mr. Lawrence, has given them this surprise supper. The children were extremely happy, and now they said that yes, we should also ask the Lawrence boy someday to come over, isn't it? So they started guessing, oh, that boy made his grandfather do it. I know he did it. I wish we could get to know him. Our cat ran away once and he brought. So this Lawrence boy was quite a helpful boy. That is what they discussed. And then Mrs. March also said that he was the one who had brought the flowers and heard the fun upstairs. I think he is also very lonely. So we should also welcome him. Well, we will have another play sometime, and perhaps we can ask him also to act. Wouldn't that be fun? So this was how so Beth wanted to, but Beth's roses were very beautiful. Suddenly she started feeling sad for her father, and she told Mrs. March, I hope I could send my bunch of flowers to Dad. So this is all that we learn in the second chapter. Now the first question that is here, what is the beautiful old story of the best life ever lived? Now it is the story of Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. It is the story of Christian who went from the city of destruction to the celestial city, and on his way from the wicked to the good, he found many troubles. So when he showed he was a good pilgrim, the heavy load that he carried fell off him. This story was the best guide for any pilgrim traveling through the world. Now, along with this question, what do the girls do with their Christmas presents? So I had already told you, when they woke up, what did they see? That each one has got a book. And this was the book Pilgrim's Progress, which their mother had given them as a Christmas present. So the girls get this storybook Pilgrim's Progress as a Christmas present from their mother. They had the same book, but the cover was different. The girls read the book for some time before going down for breakfast. Now this was as a guide for them. They wanted to read the book, and that would help them to lead their lives. Now the second question is, what does each girl give her mother? Jo gives a pair of army shoes to her mother. Meg gives her a pair of gloves. Beth gives some pretty handkerchiefs with mother marked on each of them. And Amy gives her a bottle of scent. The third question is, what do the girls do with their Christmas breakfast? We all know what do they do. The girls give their Christmas breakfast to a poor woman who had just given birth to a baby and her 6 children who were hungry as there was nothing for them to eat. So the girls give their breakfast to them as a Christmas present. Do they want to do it? The girls felt they were the happiest people in the whole city after feeding the poor family. Although they were hungry, they gave away the breakfast to the hungry children and their mother. Who gives the girls a party on Christmas evening and why does he do it? The surprise party on Christmas evening was given by old Mr. Lawrence, the Lawrence boys' grandfather, who lived in the big house next door. He was very pleased to know how the girls had given their breakfast to poor family and celebrated Christmas with them. He sent the ice cream, cake, fruit and many sorts of sweets for the children and also 4 bunches of beautiful flowers. He did this because he hoped he could show how friendly he felt to the March children. Now these are the 4 questions that are given at the back. Along with them, I have given you 3 more questions. One is, where had their mother gone? Second one, how did the girls welcome their mother? And what was their mother's reaction? Okay children, now I will take a snapshot of all the answers and send it to you. Okay children, bye then today.